Hey there, welcome to the James Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Man, there's a guy that is like 4 houses down from me that has a Cybertruck. And from a distance, it looks like a Cybertruck was like, what? Am I playing Minecraft or is this the real world? But I gotta admit, man, my neighbor did something cool with his Cybertruck. It has this painting on it that it looks regular gray unless it turns at like the right angle or the sun hits it, and then it goes to a dark green. It's like a magic. It seems to change colors, and he has the logo of his business on the tailgate, and it's starting to grow on me. I think it looks pretty cool. At least it's a different idea or design for a truck, and I don't know if I had one if I would like it, but I mean, I'm not inherently making fun of it, and I'm not inherently against it. But the people who own them don't seem to be big fans. There's a Cybertruck owner who made a video. Now, this is heavy in the sarcasm, but this is, from what I've heard from the few people I know that actually own a Tesla, it's one of the problems is this battery issue. Now, I don't think this is specific to Cybertruck owners, but this is a guy with a Cybertruck making a video, and sarcastically, he's not saying this directly, but he's implying, hey, maybe you should think twice before you get one of these electric cars, because they don't tell you about this.
One of the greatest things about owning an electric vehicle, specifically a Tesla, other than the Cybertruck being the best looking vehicle ever produced ever, is that after charging for about 12 hours overnight, and me not being able to drive it during any sort of emergency because it's charging, I have a whopping 42% battery, which means I can go 133 miles anywhere I want to go. But even better is that 42% battery only cost me about $40 or $50 to fill up. Can your gas car do that? With a gas car, I'd have to pay about $50 for a full tank to go 500 miles. Why would I do that when I can pay $40 or $50 to go 133 miles in an electric car? And with an electric car, you have to wait 10 or 12 or 15 or 40, 50, 60 hours to charge it. With a gas car, you have to wait 3 minutes at the gas station. It just doesn't make sense to buy a gas car anymore at all.
So if you do the quick math there, it's costing you like $3 3 miles is what you get out of every dollar for that. That can't be right. That seems so low. But here we are. What the heck? I didn't know it was that bad. See, my experience is I have a close friend whose sister has a Tesla, and I had never seen her Tesla before, but when I went over to his house, his sister was there. Now, this was during the summer when it was like 105 degrees outside, and when I got out of my car, I could hear this, and it was so loud. And I thought, does he have like a drill press going on in his garage? Is there like a backhoe that's digging up some dirt or something? Like, it was a huge, almost hydraulic sounding noise. Turns out it was his sister's Tesla. And over a certain temperature, the fan has to kick on, or the very volatile battery components could spontaneously catch fire. Well, that's scary. She didn't have it plugged in. She was going to her brother's house. And she says it doesn't use that much battery, but if it has to sit outside, like for you people who don't have a garage to put your Tesla in, that means it does that all day long. All day. On these days where it's 100-something degrees, anytime it gets over basically the body heat of a human being, that fan kicks on. It kicks on at about 100 degrees. And it just sits in her driveway and makes that noise. And if she has it plugged in, it's still going until the sun goes down and the temperature cools down enough. She's also really upset because now that she's had it for a couple years, the life of the battery's gone down by more than 20%. And she liked it at first. The novelty is worn off and she can't get rid of it. The resale value, she won't even get what she owes on the loan. She's underwater in this thing 2 years later because there's not a resale value. Do you want a 3-year-old Tesla that can only run about 70% of the original distance? Again, I'm not inherently anti-electric car. I'm a guy who's against the subsidies and all the incentives and the CAFE standards and all the government regulations that they've been trying to force you into an electric car for the last 20 years now. And it's not working. This is not the car of the future. It's not. Stop wasting taxpayer money on this. I don't know if this makes me more mad than the bike lanes. The bike lane over here by the office. Been here for 7 months. 4 bikes have gone down that bike lane. 4. I almost went nuts the other day because I saw a bicycle driving in the normal lane. He wasn't even in the bicycle lane. I was like, you better get in that bike lane. We've been blocking off traffic here downtown, spending all kinds of money maintaining your own lane. We even curbed it off so no one can get into your space. You better get in that. Almost pushed him over. But just a little update from what's going on out there, because you're not going to get it from the real media. They love all electric cars. They love all Cybertrucks. You got to get rid of them evil gas guzzling cars. Satan. Coming up next, for those of you who have kiddos like I do, back to school shopping's happening right now. And hadn't it gotten pretty expensive? We'll talk about that next on The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. Hey there, welcome to The James Show. News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. A couple segments ago, I played you a Cybertruck owner, and if you weren't here, let me play it because this next response.
One of the greatest things about owning an electric vehicle, specifically a Tesla, other than the Cybertruck being the best looking vehicle ever produced ever, is that after charging for about 12 hours overnight, and me not being able to drive it during any sort of emergency because it's charging, I have a whopping 42% battery, which means I can go 133 miles anywhere I want to go. But even better is that 42% battery only cost me about $40 or $50 to fill up. Can your gas car do that? With a gas car, I'd have to pay about $50 for a full tank to go 500 miles. Why would I do that when I can pay $40 or $50 to go 133 miles in an electric car? And with an electric car, you have to wait 10 or 12 or 15 or 40, 50, 60 hours to charge it. With a gas car, you have to wait 3 minutes at the gas station. It just doesn't make sense to buy a gas car anymore at all.
All right, so now you have the setup. I have a Facebook comment over here from, I believe this is from Ken. He says, your info on Tesla is absolutely out of this world. Someone has fed you a line of bull. I own a Tesla and I have no problems. I can charge it overnight if I choose for only a few dollars. On long trips, I can supercharge for around $10 in 15 minutes. I suggest you do some research and stop parroting what you hear. Let's leave being sheep to the Democrats. Hey, man, Democrats aren't here to defend themselves. But okay. Are you saying what this guy said is wrong? His observation is wrong? Because he didn't have it plugged into a supercharger. He had it plugged into what looked like a regular electrical outlet on the outside of his house. And of course, look, that would make it charge slower than a supercharging station. So he could still be true, telling the truth and not lying. I don't know where he lives that the electricity costs so much that it costs him $40 to do. Maybe you get a deal at your supercharging station. I don't know that any of that's wrong. You just said it fed you a line of bull. He showed you his truck. He showed you the display. He showed you where it was. I mean, I guess he could be lying, but why would he lie about that? Why would he go out and spend $80,000 of his own dollars just to run down the truck? Sounds like he's a fan of Tesla. He just doesn't like how it's working out, and he wants to share that with other people. I don't think that's being sheep. I think that's me compiling stories I'm hearing from Tesla owners and passing it along. I was very specific to say a couple of times there, I'm not inherently anti-electric car. I don't inherently hate electric cars. I just don't want them to be pushed on us. I think it's really terrible economic policy to subsidize these things and to push them and to just pretend and tell people and lie to people, this is the car of the future. This is the new way forward. This is what's going to take over. We got to get rid of your gas cars. First off, we don't need to get rid of the gas cars. I disagree with the premise on getting rid of the gas cars. And I feel like the electric cars are being pushed on you just because it fits that narrative. But he also says, Ken, I am listening as we speak. Feel free to be a Tesla hater, but at least use facts that are provided by credible sources. Okay, what did I say there that was wrong? I'm not a Tesla hater. I'm a big Elon Musk fan. And if you wanted to give me a Tesla, I would take it. But I had to buy a new car at the very end of last year. And when I looked through what are all my options, I had $17,000 to spend, so I got an 8-year-old Toyota RAV4. Okay, I'm not in the stratosphere to be able to afford that. And it really just seems like a big virtue signal is what it is. It, like, pragmatically speaking, in terms of utility, this is not a better car. You may like it because you think it's cool. You may like it because of the stylish design, futuristic vibes it gives you. But practically speaking, it's not a better car. And I'm not a Tesla hater. It's okay. People can say bad things about your car, and it doesn't make you stupid that you went out and you spent your money on it. I know it makes it a little harder for you to criticize it because then you have to admit that you made a bad decision and some people's ego gets in the way. But Ken, I'm not hating on Teslas inherently. I'm not. Listen, if it could charge up in 3 minutes and it costs about the same and I got the same range that I got, I would have no problem with it. Still wouldn't want it to be subsidized. Still wouldn't want $1 of taxpayers to go from me or you to someone else buying that. So that point still stands. The other thing I wanted to talk about in this last little segment, actually, I wanted to talk about this for like the whole segment, but that was a great comment from Ken, because I am serious about not wanting to be pegged as a Tesla hater, because then you sound like a troglodyte. It's like, no, I insist on using this, and I'm not even open-minded to electric cars. No, I'm open-minded to electric cars. They just suck. But so I was coming in from Bug Tussle yesterday, and look, I know Bug Tussle's a kind of a long drive. But before I made it to the Buc-ee's in Terrell, I saw 4 cops parked on the side of the road in a sneaky place where their location was somewhat hidden. And it was kind of a speed trap, like a setup. Now listen, I have to come in from Bug Tussle all the time. Every once in a while I see a speed trap set up, and I can't blame it. Some of these small towns, how you expect them to get by if not by, highway piracy? But is something going on? Like, I haven't seen that before. I one of my first thoughts is it must be the end of the month and they're trying to get to their quota real quick, and they only have like a couple days to do it before August rolls around, and they got to hit their numbers. But that doesn't happen every month. When I was driving in from Bug Tussle a month ago, that didn't happen. 2 months ago, 6 months ago, 5 months ago, just this one. So I get suspicious, man. Maybe I'm too much of a critical thinker. Maybe I'm too skeptical. Maybe I'm too cynical. But if someone out there knows like some secret story that I don't, like, oh, there was like a Bonnie and Clyde situation on Monday and they were trying to catch some guy on the highway, I feel like maybe there was another story, or it's just a revenue grab and they had a bad month. Maybe July was just slow. All right. I got to remind you, an evening with the Pretenders U.S. tour is coming to the Pavilion at Toyota Music Factory this Tuesday, August 6th. And when I say Tuesday, I don't mean today. I mean August 6th, next Tuesday. Tickets are on sale at Ticketmaster.com, but you have a couple days left for a chance to win a pair of tickets from us. You text the word ROAD, ROAD, to the same call-in number that you would do for a voice call, 800-288-9227. Just text the word ROAD to that number. You have a chance. You're entered to win a chance for a pair of tickets. ROAD to 800-288-9227. All right, that's going to do it for the James Show today. Stick around. Mark Levin's coming up next. In the meantime, if you need more James Show action, find the podcast wherever you're already listening to podcasts, or you can go to WBAP.com, the WBAP app, and spread the news. Help me get the word out about this show. I need to grow this thing as fast as possible. This has been the James Show. I'm James Parker on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3.